You said that if parents don't put a limit to their love towards their children, the children can't feel it. Why? Because by nature, we can feel anything which has a limit. If it has no limit, I can't feel it. It's like being in space. My senses operate according to limits. If I'm in space, please tell me, why is it dark in space? The light of the sun is there. Why is it dark? Because it doesn't hit a limit. You put some kind of a boundary and then you see how much light you have around you. If you don't put a boundary, if there's no limit, you're in the dark, there's no light around you. Is the light there or not? With respect to you, it exists only if you make a limit. And also pertaining love. The loves around you, the love of the mother, the family, the everything. But if it's limitless, you don't feel it. It's really so. You don't feel it. And then you get mad at them and so on. Why? Because you want to see the limit. What's a limit? With the help of which I'll be able to feel the love. That mom will tell me not exactly like this, but do it like that, and yes and no. Why will that help me? Suppose she'll limit me. Because I'm created this way that I feel everything only through the attainment of the limits. How does a parent decide what's the limit? For this, he has to study the wisdom of Kabbalah. I'm sure that by all the pedagogy that we're developing, all the different methods, we can't see anything by that. You see it on children and on parents and on everything, and how the schools works and everything. We don't know the foundations of nature, and we ourselves aren't included of them. We don't arrange ourselves correctly. The educator, the parent, has to know that. And if animals know how to do it instinctively, nature forces them to behave correctly. So people, they are really in outer space. So according to what you see, what should be demanded of a child? How to put these limits? Miss, this is something that you have to study. You're a psychologist. And this is what you're asking. It's impossible. You have to study this entire wisdom. What is human nature? How do we feel? How do our senses work? How can we operate them? How can we operate rejection and mutual attraction between us, which depends on our natural feelings or not? Like with respect to a stranger, to begin with, I don't feel anything towards that person in terms of treating him with love or hate. And how do I relate to a child? Why does nature develop a special desire here? On the one hand. On the other hand, how do I overcome that desire in order to be in order to have the right kind of attitude towards a child? Maybe I have to overcome my instincts and give him plenty and abundance. I have to? Of course you have to. We see how bad it actually is. And that's really something that I wanted to ask about. In Israel and among the Jewish people in general, it's very well known, the Jewish mother, the stereotype of the protective and ceaselessly giving mother. It's very well known. So what causes us to be that way? Is it a weakness? Why is it so hard for us to put limits? Because we simply allow our feelings to go free without using our mind. My mother wasn't that way. She was very strict. And how did she know to be that way? Was it an instinct? She was, now she's over 90. She's 95. And I see how her attitude was she overcame herself and she demanded of me on the one hand. On the other hand, where it didn't have to do with my advancement, there she gave me everything. So you have to know where to put the limit and where not to. Yeah. So to know where to demand of the child, where to be harsh with them, where to overcome ourselves, and where to be a bit more loose. Look, again, you have to learn how to do this. And this teaching is something that a person has to get before he becomes a parent. And also, those who tend to children, teachers, they have to know all these things.